I hate platformers. Until I gave Silksong a try for 2 hours, and then got addicted and then became a Silksong YouTuber for 2 weeks. And now, having finished Silksong and reached the true ending, after 50 hours of definitely not pain and suffering, there's a boss! I can safely say that I understand nothing about the world. And this is mainly because Silksong was my introduction to the Hollow Knight series. But to hopefully remedy my stupidity, I'm going to be watching Mossbag's somewhat complete lore of Silksong.
Why is everyone saying her name is Hornet and calling her a spider and a worm when she doesn't look like any of those things? This video intends to answer a good 70% of these questions.
That's a lot.
We will ascend through the land of Farloom.
That's more percent than I did in the game. Oh god.
What exactly are pale beings? Some might have you believe they are great beings, worthy of praise above all others. But Hornet wouldn't necessarily agree with that assessment.
Because she's an atheist?
While Carmelita herself can still be found, but her form has withered, her power faded by time. Judging by her withered body, she appears to be about 28 or even 29 years old.
That's okay.
Another
that seemed unnecessary. Alright, anyone who's 28 or 29 years old, turn off the video.
This exact same bell design can be found near a workbench in Weavenest Atla, indicating that these bells were designed by the weavers, possibly as a tool to help draw pilgrims to the holy path to the Citadel. Pilgrims arriving at the Citadel could become members of the choir. Devoted members could even rise to the ranks of chorister, reed, and grand reed.
I hate all of them.
They all
Every
joined
single
in
one
to
of them.
see, but hidden beneath the beauty of the Citadel is a cruel system of subjugation designed to trap bugs into a life of endless toil. Bugs are forced to work down there in inhumane conditions, being forced to spend what little rosaries they have every single time they want to rest at a bench.
God damn capitalism. I thought the bells, when you just make the sound of the bells and all the pilgrims came, I thought that was just because they were trying to find like a safe spot to be in. Because everyone is, well, not everyone has gone insane like Hollow Knight, but everyone is kind of like, I don't know, brainwashed? Is that a better term? Everyone just, like all the choir people, all those folks aren't exactly kind to the pilgrims, if I remember what happened when the last judge stepped on them and killed them. But I thought the guards also didn't like pilgrims as well. I didn't think some of the pilgrims were the guards as well. I honestly, when I played Silksong, I really wasn't paying that much attention to the lore, like at all. I think I was so focused on just like doing the fights and gauntlets and crashing out. I never, like Hollow Knight, when I played Hollow Knight, I focused more on the lore because I actually like wanted to understand it. I was like, this is interesting. Silksong, because it was my first game, I had no idea what's going on at all. All I saw was the rampant capitalism that was going on with the goddamn rosaries and me not being able to find any. All right, that's it.
Hornet can actually help Loam work by running on a nearby treadmill.
I didn't know that!
After 45 seconds or so of running, a single rosary might pop out of the device, further illustrating how the faith of these bugs is exploding.
Minimum wage nowadays to be like, my god, I didn't know that. I would have tried to help if I could, but a single rosary for a minute, bro, basically? Was that 60 rosaries per minute? That's like the slowest farming method possible. Imagine someone uses that as a farming method. Every minute you get one rosary. So in an hour you get 60 rosaries. Good luck grinding.
The fate of the guardflies makes clear that the Citadel is just about using guilt and sin as justifications to force bugs into endless servitude.
They did look
Hornet
all very depressed.
If Hornet plays the needle in for the squirm found here,
Jesus.
They will beautifully sing.
Don't,
Let's grow holy.
Don't call that beautiful.
Let's grow stronger. We are chosen. All are chosen. We will serve. All will serve.
Damn, bro. So Hollow Knight is like everyone is kind of brainwashed, right? Or not brainwashed. Everyone's like kind of infected at their basic instincts, just doing what they believe they should be doing. In here, everyone is brainwashed by religion. It seems like everyone's brainwashed by religion in the Citadel. So we have like a music theme in Silksong, which is prevalent, and then a dream theme in Hollow Knight. Even though they're both separate, they still have the underlying theme of capitalism. They still have the underlying theme of capitalism there. I think Silksong shows it a bit more than Hollow Knight. I feel like the theme of religion in Silksong is more interesting because it's not like these bugs are like completely brainwashed, because they were like persuaded, but they're still doing it out of their own free will, as like the bugs in Hollow Knight and Hollow Nest are kind of just like infected and like they don't really have a conscience of their own to fight it, basically.
The smog and exhaust of the Citadel was rerouted using the exhaust organ and dumped into current-day biowater, polluting the region and incurring the hatred of the Stillkin, a faction of swamp dwellers
I
skilled
hate
in
them.
trap
I
setting.
hate them.
Now,
They
I know-
deserve every bit of hate. They deserve every bit of anger directed towards them. They deserve everything, every pollution, every single bit of it. I don't care. They're disgusting.
There once was an order of pin-wielding maidens
Oh,
known as
she
the
was so cool.
Pinstresses. The only other living member, Seamstress, has given up her violent past, instead turning to stitching and sewing. But the decommissioned automaton near her home indicates that she was indeed a powerful warrior at some point.
Oh, she
A third
killed it? Ooh, I didn't even notice that, like, pin in her. Then how the hell did it come back alive, huh? I thought she dealt with it. Why did it come back alive to fight?
A third Pinstress can be found in the putrefied ducts.
Oh, that
but
was another
she's long dead by the
Pinstress?
time Hornet finds
Oh,
her.
I didn't know that.
It's not clear why the Citadel targeted these women. Perhaps their strength was viewed as a threat to the
Because they
Citadel's
were
order.
misogynistic, obviously.
I mean, the Citadel demanded everything they possibly could of these bugs, even trying to deny them death itself. A bulletin board
Damn.
located in a Ventrica station reads, "Due to unacceptably high injury and unsanctioned deaths, Ventrica travel shall henceforth be denied to all. For Farloom Eternal, a bug who serves must never die."
I love how you could connect these themes with everything, bro. As many workers as possible, and make sure they work until the day they die. And even in death, we'll make sure to keep making use of them. It's basically what this is.
A system, or a web they'd likely call it, a way to keep their mother sealed in slumber, and themselves free to lavish in their false rule. With this dialogue interaction, we know that the Citadel itself was actually a system devised by Hornet's ancestors, the Weavers.
Yeah, the
as a
Weavers
way
are
to keep
assholes.
Grandmother. But why exactly did the Weavers turn on Grandmother Silk in the first place? Was she just a really callous and cruel monarch, similar to Lord Farquaad in the 2001 hit film
Jesus
Shrek
Christ,
1?
man, why?
The Weavers had to sustain song for the monarch eternally. The Weavers must have felt trapped in this system and decided to create the Citadel.
No, so they
using a
trapped
new
her
song to
instead.
put Grandmother Silk to sleep and enthrall the pilgrims of Farloom in their fake religion. Through this action, the Weavers not only obtained freedom from sustaining the eternal song, but they also came to perceive themselves as the rulers of Farloom. The harps the Weavers first played the eternal song on for Grandmother Silk can still be found in the cradle.
I'm trying to, like, obviously we'll probably get to the part in the video, but I'm trying to find out now who I should be angry at. Is there someone I could be angry at? Is there someone I'm supposed to point out as a villain? I feel like everyone in this scenario is losing. There's no one that's, like, actually winning. Everyone's, like, equally kind of an asshole, and then, like, a lot of people are just getting taken advantage of. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Is the system, should I blame the system? The society? I don't know what to do here. Because it seems like Mima wants the song eternally. That's fine and all, but is it because she needs it? Like, that's part of her, like, survival to keep everything, like, going and moving and everything alive? She's not doing it just because it gives her power. She's doing it to keep everything alive. And then the Weavers who turn on her, I mean, obviously to be stuck in, like, an eternal service like that is very much a cage and trapped. But, like, the way they wanted to free themselves from that was trapping everyone else, which is also a dick move. Like, everyone's an asshole here. I don't know.
If First Sinner is defeated, Hornet witnesses a memory from her revealing the true nature of the Weavers. It seems Grandmother Silk actually evolved the Weavers from Farlids.
Also, can I say, out of all the music in Silksong, that ballad music was, like, phenomenal. That ballad music was, like, top 5 of, like any game I've ever played. I swear to God, that was crazy.
So perhaps First Sinner remembers the truth about the Weavers' origins because she was the
She
first
was the
Farlid
first
to
one.
ever be transformed.
Oh, that's so cool.
So why was First Sinner locked
Oh,
up?
that'd be so
The
cool.
tablet placed over the cage says the following. Penitent, first of the first, guilty of the sin of apostasy, penance by constriction, absolution denied. One possibility is that First Sinner is the catalyst that set off the Weavers turning against Grandmother Silk. Perhaps she was imprisoned by Grandmother Silk for calling her a liar and revealing her secret, and this convinced the other Weavers to turn on her too. At one point, First Sinner mentions, "Our Silk, our rage," perhaps implying that she led the first resistance group against Grandmother Silk.
Damn, for being a secret boss, she has a lot to do with the lore. For being a secret boss, I'm so surprised how involved she is in this story. I feel like that's very pivotal to start off the entire revolution, which traps Mima in that silk cocoon, which basically traps the entire Farloom. That's crazy.
The sin of apostasy committed by First Sinner was claiming the Weavers weren't divine. This revelation would have been devastating to the Weavers' control of Farloom. They needed to be seen as divine by the Pilgrims.
This makes
so
sense.
they decided to seal First Sinner away. Regardless
Okay, so then can I call the Weavers the assholes? Because the Weavers seem like they're being real dickheads now. They're turning on their own kind. They're turning on everyone. They want all the power in the world. Okay, I thought it was the Weavers wanted freedom first, right? And to keep that freedom, they need to keep the pilgrims and citizens trapped. But technically, how many of them do they need to keep trapped to keep the system? Like, obviously, if, you know, they were believed to not be divine creatures, there probably would be some kind of turning there, but they don't need, like, all of them, right? They don't need that many. So I feel like it turned from, like, a freedom thing into, like, a power, like a lust for power kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe they need all of them, so they still wanted to maintain that freedom.
It seems First Sinner is mimicking a lot of the dialogue found near other Weaver corpses. All the other Weavers say, "Our silk, our memory."
Okay, also, I thought that these were statues. I thought that these were just, like, statues and effigies put up, like, shrines. I didn't think they were actually corpses.
This record and Baldor's comments tell us that running the Citadel was a difficult task, and at some point the Weavers decided to flee Farloom.
Dude, it's just like the Pale King. They decided to fuck off when they realized that it was not sustainable. They're like, peace, and then vanish. I love it. I love both of these games. Just have someone or like a group of people that are just so powerful, can just create all these systems, but they're like, shit, we actually can't maintain it. We don't have enough employees for this shit. And then they just dip and call it a day. It's so funny to me.
It seems there are only female Weavers, considering they always refer to each other saying sisters. This is similar to how all Labubus are female.
No, stop.
So that's pretty cute. Second, Weavers are born with a curse that makes the act of conceiving a child excruciatingly painful, rendering it a near impossible task.
Okay, well, I mean, that makes sense, right? Because the mother, Hera, wanted the Pale King's seed to have a child because she couldn't make a child of her own, right? To become, well, actually, no. Or no, she just wanted a child of noble birth, right? And then she became a dreamer afterwards. I guess, is Hornet the only, like, child at all of anything? Because they did say they called her the first child, right? But are they calling her a first child just because she's the only young Weaver they've seen, or like Weaver-ish they've seen? Or is it because she's actually the only child of all the Weavers?
I suspect this aspect of their nature is due to Grandmother Silk. And the idea that she made them like this supports the idea that she only ever wanted the Weavers so they could serve her.
Okay, so she is also an asshole. Okay, that confirms that. That she wasn't doing it just to, like, keep everyone alive. She was doing it for power. Got it.
Hide her deep, the despised child. Our shame shown in shell of iron. She is a wish cast vain, divinity mimicked in form too frail. It seems Eva was an attempt by the Weavers to create a divine being capable of usurping Grandmother Silk.
And then you called her a
she failed to be
shame?
the powerful being they had hoped for. This is similar to the events depicted in the hit film Shrek 2.
What are we doing, man? First it was Corey in the house, and now it's Shrek. What's going on here, huh?
In Weave Nest Absalom, there is evidence of the Weavers researching the Void. A rune depicting the Void tendrils can be found, and it seems the Weavers were able to collect Void within glass jars. But it doesn't.
This feels like exactly what the Pale King was trying to do, right? Wasn't he literally putting Void in, like, molds to create soldiers? This is, like, almost the exact same thing. It sounds like the Weavers are trying to weaponize it as well.
The Weavers realized they couldn't keep Grandmother Silk in slumber indefinitely. Whether that was because they weren't bringing in enough pilgrims, or because of their own waning silk, or because 90% of the bugs in this kingdom can't sing for shit, it was clear something had to be done. It seems one conductor chose to flee Farloom for good, instead of bearing the mantle of rule. I'll be honest, I'm sure being a conductor isn't the easiest job in the world, but it's gotta be better than being the guy who has to feed maggot gruel to muck roaches all day.
Yeah.
It's gotta be an order of magnitude more difficult.
Okay. Why is salad on here? What is the job of salad? What does salad do? Also, YouTuber is too high. YouTuber being in an 8 out of 10 is crazy. Because I know for a fact some YouTubers will be like, yeah, no, that's pretty accurate, actually. I think my job is harder than a neurosurgeon. Yeah, no, I think so. You know how many AI thumbnails I had to create to make it to where I am right now? 3 AI thumbnails. I had to type in a prompt that said, make me a viral thumbnail. Do you know how hard that is? It's very, very hard.
Vaultkeeper Cardinius is also interesting in that he really hates the Weavers, calling them cursed, and implying that they bring death wherever they go.
Damn.
So it's possible the Vaultkeepers were aware of some nefarious deeds done by the Weavers during their rule. But Chakra also calls them vicious, so it's possible the views on weavers changed.
Well, if my girl Chakra says they're vicious, okay?
And similar to the weavers, it seems the architects were also interested in creating...
Again, I love how Hornet looks at like a 90-degree angle upwards. Like, she's not even looking at the architect. She's looking at the sky. It looks like she's looking at the dialogue that's coming up, because she can't actually listen to anyone. She's just reading the dialogue. Hornet's actually canonically deaf. And captions appear when she looks upwards. So when she talks to people, she has to look directly up. Team Cherry, can you confirm, please? Thank you.
Whenever one of these machines is destroyed, these strange white flies escape from their shells.
Oh.
These flies are never directly referenced by anyone
I
in
never
game,
realized
but
that.
in the files they are called silk flies.
Oh.
And these things show we can also see silk flies trapped inside this container, and an identical container can be found in the center of the silk siphon. One of these containers can also be found on the ground next to the 12th architect. Playing the needle in the silk siphon room reveals the following dialogue. One line in particular is interesting to me. To serve, beyond shell.
Oh, like those
to the
souls
right of this room is a chamber filled
got
with
turned into
hundreds
the
of corpses.
flies.
A choral command.
Oh my god, that's so fucked up. When they died, they got turned into spirits to serve beyond their shell in machines and or other things. Oh my god. We're going beyond war crimes, beyond anything I think that's happened in Hollow Knight. To be fair, both games, a lot of like innocent people, were killed. But like, wow, to force them to even serve after death is kind of crazy.
So it seems the Citadel was transforming the silk-infused souls of bugs into silk flies that could be used to provide light for the Kingdom of Farloom, as well as power the various automatons working within the core.
Now I'm glad I broke every one of like the lamps and whatever the hell else I saw to free them. I feel like I'm a hero for that. I'm not a hero for that, I'm sorry. I didn't even know.
Even massive constructs like the fourth chorus release
Oh.
several dozen silk flies.
Oh,
when
I
they're
didn't even
destroyed.
notice that either. What the
Given the
hell?
silk flies seen on the 12th architect's corpse after they die,
Oh,
it seems
wait, I didn't even know they die. I never went back. I never went back to take a look at the architect. Oh no, I didn't know they died. Oh, that's so sad. What the hell?
we can even see some of them in the Carmelita memory, so it seems they've been around for a long time.
Why did you need to turn people into lights? You couldn't just invent electricity. I feel like there are less steps to invent electricity or to light up, like invent a candle, other than turning people's souls into lights. I feel like that we're going like a little bit too far here, yeah? I don't know, just a thought. Maybe it was too advanced, I don't know.
And at the very top of the core are rows of statues capable of producing song. So basically, the act of sustaining the eternal song could be done automatically using the core. Even the maintenance could be done by the cogwork automatons. This might even explain why the elevator at the entrance to the
There were a lot of those statues. Like, I remember that sequence very clearly. That sequence was so awesome. There were so many more statues of those than I thought. Like, it wasn't even like a choir. That was like a straight up, like a town, a village of like statues that were singing. That was like ridiculous.
Grandmother Silk was still the only true power in Farloom. At this point, it seems the Citadel finally fell silent, with only the automated cogwork core left capable of sustaining the song.
That's depressing. Again, AI taking over. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been talking about. They replaced all the people who were singing the real bugs that were singing with automated buffoons, automated tools.
The silk has even made its way into the shells of bugs, wrapping itself around their very hearts. The presence of silk here is likely due to the experiments of the White Ward. Hornet and the Caretaker come to the conclusion that the threads implanted into the pilgrims from the experiments there would be carried down into their offspring, making the bugs of Farloom even more susceptible to the haunting. The tablet finishes, sick, alive, dead, something worse, deeper, must look deeper. The haunting doesn't just enslave the wills of living bugs, but it can also reanimate bugs that have already died, allowing Grandmother Silk to puppet them from above. Under the
So
haunting,
honestly, this is kind of like Hollow Knight. I take it back. This is kind of like the Hollow Knight situation. The infection, it didn't resurrect people, but Radiance could control them through infection. This is more or less the same thing, except that Silk Mima can actually resurrect people.
Benji and me are a right pair of philosophers when we bend our minds to it. It's faith that gets you. It's all caused by being too devout.
Real! That's so
Or
woke.
maybe not being devout enough.
Oh.
Or maybe it's safest not to think about it at all. We could all learn a thing or two from these wise men.
It's like Socrates and what's another philosopher? I literally could not think of another philosopher other than Socrates. We're cooked.
Grandmother Silk also created her own children entirely out of silk, Phantom and Lace. In the
Oh,
Silk
wait,
Heart
was
cutscene
Phantom? I didn't know Phantom was a child of Mima too. I thought Phantom was just like the gatekeeper of the fucking organ.
from our Silk, a child born loyal.
Okay, she wanted a
So it
loyal
seems Lace
kid,
was created to
basically.
be a loyal replacement for the Weavers who betrayed Grandmother Silk in the past. Caretaker just
And then she still got betrayed. What an idiot.
So Lace is kinda like a 1,000-year-old kid, like you see in those Asian cartoons.
Don't,
So that's kind of
don't fucking call them Asian cartoons, you bastard. Okay, wait, that doesn't, because I was right though. She was anime laughing. Every fucking time she does that, she's anime laughing.
The cages used to transport these weavers can be found in the cradle, giving us insight into where they were captured. A frail bug with 1/8 weaver ancestry was found in the Sand Sea Waste.
Damn.
Another 1/8 weaver was mortally
I don't remember
wounded
this
and taken
dialogue.
in the Black Barrens. And a 1/4 ancestry weaver was staked to serve.
Damn, and the weavers were like, obviously the weavers were kind of powerful. They were like rolling these guys and still getting captured. That's kind of crazy, no? But still tracking down even like a bit of weaver in their ancestry is crazy, bro. Pulling up the ancestry.com to find that. Oh my lord.
It seems most likely that Grandmother Silk ordered these weavers captured. Her exact motives are never directly stated, but it seems likely to me that Grandmother Silk wants these weavers for their silken strength.
That makes
Maybe
sense.
she intends to bind these weavers to herself, making her even stronger. While we know several
Oh, what
weavers
if all
were-
like her hair are the weavers that she binded, and like the length of her hair is like the amount of her strength? I'm just making up bullshit theories, but like it makes sense with how many were captured, right? Like her hair is really long, or maybe her hair is just really long. I don't fucking know. I'm not the theorist here. I'm sorry.
Hera agreed, but only if the Pale King gave her a child. The exact details of what happened next are far too dangerous to discuss here on YouTube.
No.
So please type this URL into your browser if you really want to know.
Jesus Christ.
Either way, the result
Wait,
of
should I
all-
do that? I swear to God, if I get Rookwelled again, I'm actually gonna be so pissed. You got me there. Fine. All right.
The rune effect in the Farsight cutscene also resembles runes we see in the cast-off shell. So it's possible the Weavers designed this device after encountering the Pale King in Hallownest and returning to Farloom. But if that's the case, where are they? Another possibility is that the Weavers encountered a different worm than the Pale King, and that's what inspired them to build the Farsight. We just don't have quite enough information to say for sure. One way or another, chorus bugs were sent to Hallownest.
What if there was like the war of worms, and then they fought worms, and so they're currently either engaged or wiped out by fighting the worms? Because they didn't like the worms, right? They didn't like the Pale King. They were against the Pale King. That's why they shoved themselves into Deep Nest. Could it be possible they decided to hunt them? I don't really know what the Weaver's goal is. Like they're like, it seems like every group or like every race has like their own specific kind of goal so far ish. I don't know, it's very vague. Like you said, obviously nothing is 100% cemented, but like the Weavers just seem like they were forced, like their existence was forced by Mima Silk, but then they wanted freedom. They got that freedom, but they didn't know what to do with the freedom other than run away from Mima Silk. I don't know, maybe I'm being stupid.
It's at this point I want to thank
Oh my.
a few people for their help on this video.
Very cool.
Talking lore with me and sharing
oh,
ideas.
oh,
As well,
ah.
Hornet will meet beloved characters
Sure,
such as
Ma.
Quiet Pilgrim,
Oh,
Fearful Pilgrim,
oh,
Aged Pilgrim,
oh,
Tall Pilgrim,
oh,
Solemn Pilgrim,
oh,
Worried Pilgrim,
oh,
Dejected Pilgrim,
oh,
Wary Pilgrim,
oh,
Exhausted Pilgrim, Pilgrim Preacher,
oh,
Humble Pilgrim,
oh,
Scared Pilgrim,
oh,
Horned Pilgrim,
oh.
and everyone's favorite, Mort. Hornet will also face some of her greatest threats yet, such as
Parkour?
lava,
Oh yeah.
spike traps,
Yep.
thorns,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
rocks,
Yep.
bells,
True.
steam,
True.
and other such obstacles worthy of challenging a godlike being such as Hornet.
Running into the. This is so
And other
funny
such
because
obstacles.
running into the steam right after hitting the steam because you think you're safe is something I did
Worthy of
so
challenging
many
a godlike
times,
being
bro.
such as Hornet can bear witness to many strange rituals.
Whoa! I never saw this
A
before.
godlike being
What
such as Hornet.
what is this?
Hornet can
Long
bear
live the
witness to
king!
Many strange rituals.
Oh my God!
Lace is conducting silk flies in this scene,
Such a cool
perhaps
fight.
indicating that she is the one who freed Hornet from her cage at the start of the game.
Oh.
Lace seems jealous that her mother is more interested in Hornet than her, So she has
Well, okay, well, the mother isn't exactly specifically interested in us, though, right? It's just that she was specifically interested in anyone that was Weaver descent. Although I guess Hornet is special, right? Because she's half Weaver, half Worm. So I guess Mima has more of a reason to take us because we'll give her more power. So that makes sense. But then why didn't Lace do that for anyone else that was captured? I feel like they all had like a lot of people sent to capture them. I don't know.
decided to kill Hornet to keep her from reaching her mother at the Citadel. However, if Hornet takes a different route to the Citadel, Lace will just show up and taunt her without actually fighting her.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know this was a route. Wait, what the hell? So that means you can completely avoid that first Lace fight?
But before she can get the melodies, Hornet will have to fight one of the most complex and thematically rich characters in Silksong.
Dude, I love
and perhaps
Trabio.
even all of fiction.
Trabio.
Trabio. But then tragedy struck when Hornet straight up murders Trabio for real, live on stage.
Live on stage.
Trabio made the ultimate sacrifice for Farloom, and now he's dead forever. And yet, he lives on in the hearts and minds of children all over the world. Thank you, Trabio.
Stop calling him Trabio.
Recovering the parts
Hey,
of the
did he just get back up? Hold on.
Thank you, Trabio.
He gets back up? Is that what I'm seeing?
Recovering the parts of it. We then see Hornet's body curled up inside the cradle as she grows additional pairs of arms. This ending is referred to as Weaver Queen.
I didn't realize she was growing arms.
It seems this was the end goal of the Weavers. Much like Eva before her, Hornet was an attempt by the Weavers to create a being capable of usurping Grandmother Silk. The Weaver Queen ending is not a happy ending for Hornet, as it depicts her following the predestined path the Weavers wanted for her, with her body becoming even more Weaver-like in appearance. But we know that wasn't Hornet's true desire. At some point the caretaker asked this of Hornet, saying,
Okay, well, I mean, if the Weavers want to usurp Meemaw, and then Hornet absorbs Meemaw to become a Weaver or like another Weaver queen, how is that good for them? It gets rid of the queen who rules them, I guess. But doesn't that just make it so that there is a possibility of another queen to rule them again? So it doesn't really help. It's not like they can control Hornet. Hornet's like her own being, you know? So I don't see how that really helps other than just get rid of one queen. She is kind of a god because she's like a pale being, just like the other pale beings. So maybe she just has that much more power. So I guess Meemaw is the real asshole of the story. I found out who I should be hating. I really thought, I don't know, I gave her some benefit of the doubt for some reason. I just thought Meemaw was, you know, cursed to just like run the place or whatever the hell. But no, Meemaw kind of an asshole. Although I don't really know what her goal was other than just like controlling people. I guess they did say that in the beginning, right? All the pale beings want to just like control and have like a devout people under them. I don't know why that's a thing.
Ready to make your play to oust one ruler and claim her place? To which Hornet replies, I'll not deny some part of me desires that outcome. Dominance, it seems, is baked deep in my blood.
Okay, so it's just like
no
a pale being blood thing.
And yet,
to be dominant.
Another part resists.
They're alphas.
A part, over time, I find myself siding with more. That part wishes not to claim a monarch's mantle. Rather, it would see my freedom regained, and this kingdom's bugs unshackled from their pale...
So it's kind of like because she was born from Hera and the Pale King of Worm and Weaver, it's like her mother's side fighting her father's side right now. Basically, like both their bloods kind of fighting and both their ideologies fighting as well. The father, the Pale King, being just like complete dominance and just ruling over a kingdom. And then the mother being like, we need to break free from fate. Like, I don't want that for you, blah, blah, blah. That's interesting. That makes a lot of sense. But like Hornet also in Hollow Knight is very much, I feel like, of the side of like, she wants the knight to free the kingdom from the eternal like rest. She wants like the Hollow Knight to not be replaced. She wants it to be freed.
There's actually another ending that was cut from the game called Strung to Serve.
Oh, really?
From what information I've seen, this ending was originally going to trigger if Hornet hadn't rung enough of the Bell Shrine bells across Farloom.
Oh, interesting.
There's a cut line from Caretaker implying these bells weaken Grandmother Silk. In the final game, these bells just unlock one of the two paths to the Citadel, so they aren't quite as important as they might have been earlier in the game's development. In this ending, Grandmother Silk overpowers Hornet at the end of the battle.
Oh, whoa.
We get a shot of what appears to be some kind of fusion between the two
How did you
beings.
get access to this ending?
Being then sends threads down to the hapless pilgrims below. So in this ending, it seems like Grandmother Silk succeeded in taking Hornet's strength.
Oh
and
no!
Is now free to enslave all of Farloom to her
this
will.
is such a horrible ending.
That's a really, really bad ending.
Oh my god!
With environments wrecked by the appearance of black threads, NPCs killed in the quakes,
No,
and
he
enemies possessed by
dies.
void. I don't know what it is with Team Cherry and tragic dead gay lovers, but if you are gay or have a gay lover, and Team Cherry wants to put you in their game, maybe stop and think about it first.
That's actually
If
such a
Unite
good.
tries to give-
That is actually such a good point. I didn't realize that they constantly kill one of them off or both of them off. Oh my god. Oh, but wait, no. There's a happy ending, right? The nailsmith and the painter in Hollow Knight. If you don't kill the nailsmith, right, they get a happy ending. They're a happy gay couple. So Team Cherry isn't homophobic. Yippee!
What can't Silk do in this universe?
True.
They can make frickin' laser beams out of silk,
Oh!
for God's sake.
What was that? I never saw
However,
that before.
Hornet can also, completely unprompted, mind you, track down the Green Prince on the border of Verdania.
Really is
and
unprompted.
murder him while he mourns the loss of his lover. Hornet will then call him vain in her murder journal. What the fuck, Hornet? This means Hornet can actually acquire 4 old hearts. Whichever one she doesn't give to the snail shamans will get put on a shelf in her bell home.
That's actually really fucked up.
What is her problem?
No, you're right.
Upon
That's actually
bringing
really
the old
bad.
hearts we then see Hornet training with Hive Queen Vespa, the ruler of the Hive.
Oh, she was
a
the
location
queen.
hidden away in the far reaches.
Oh, I didn't even make that connection. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that was actually the queen. I thought that was just like a warrior that died. Oh, fuck. That's awesome.
But now that we've talked about Silksong's story in detail,
Don't go back to
just
Shrek.
one question remains. What is this game even about?
Oh,
Maybe it's a story
I
about
literally saw
lineage.
Shrek there. I literally saw
One
Shrek.
question remains.
God damn it.
What is this game?
He's right there.
Maybe it's a story about lineage and how we shouldn't let our ancestors decide our fate.
True.
Or it
I
might
like
be a
that.
biting criticism of how religion is a tool used by the powers that be to extract labor from the unwitting proletariat. It could be
yeah.
an examination on the nature of truth and how the web of lies we spin will inevitably ensnare us.
Jesus, okay, yeah.
Perhaps it's a story about the relationship between mothers and daughters and how mutual love and respect should be shared between them with no strings
Yes.
attached.
Yes.
Or maybe spiders are just assholes.
Yes. They're all correct. All these theories are correct indeed. All right. That makes sense. That helps my brain understand things a little bit more for sure. It's interesting because I think after watching the first Hollow Knight lore video, the lore video on Hollow Knight, there was more of a concrete overall plot and like reasoning for things that happened ish. For this one, maybe I was just not paying attention enough, but I feel like there wasn't that much reasoning for things. Silk Mima created the Weavers. She wanted to rule over things because pale beings want to dominate things. I get that. So she creates a kingdom of Weavers. Weavers have to make a song in order to kind of give Mima that power and keep her alive. Weavers didn't like that, so Weavers turn around and say, no, we trap you and trap everyone here, so we are free and we have power and we're gonna dip. So then they dip, Mima's trap, the kingdom's trap, they realize that their power isn't enough to keep Mima enclosed, and then they dip. So if Mima escaped, wouldn't Mima still be weakened and wouldn't have enough power to take back the Weavers? So the entire point of the Weavers creating a god to usurp her is pointless because one, they're not sure they can control whoever usurps her. But then Mima creates Lace and Phantom to have kids. She kind of like fucked them up with their form, which makes them hate her. It makes them believe that they were discarded, but Mima still pretty much cares about them because obviously she created the cocoon to keep them safe and used a lot of silk to keep Lace safe. But Lace still hates her. Lace cut off her arm, be like, fuck you, Mom, but Mom's like, I still love you. Leading to that whole, you know what, I don't know, man. I'm not good enough at these things. I'm stupid, man. Regardless, another great video, Mossbag. Good shit, dude. There's a lot there that I definitely didn't fully understand, especially because Silksong was the first of the Hollow Knight series I played. I had no idea what was going on at all. I was just like, this is cool. This world looks cool. These fights are hard. I like this. music could do good to my ears. I feel good now. that was it. This helps. This makes so much more sense now. I see all the connections. I can at least have like the references and connections in my brain now. That was awesome. That was so fun. I love Silksong, man. I can't wait for DLC for Silksong. It's gonna be so much fun.